Friends, these are the ingredients, both the dry and the wet ingredients for my meat pie. So the pie, I will be making the pie, and this is the flour, the sugar, the salt, the baking powder. Then for the wet ingredients, this is the milk and egg. So this egg I will be using for these 1 kilogram. Okay, so then for the ingredients, this is we have a potato, 2 potatoes, then carrots, 2 carrots, the meat, okay, and whatever condiments you want to use, okay, you can as well use it. Okay, so let's go there. Hey friends, good afternoon. I will be making meat pie this afternoon, so I just wanted to share with you guys. These are the dry ingredients. I will be using a plain flour, 1 kilogram. And this is the salt, and this is the baking powder, which is here, and this is the sugar I'll be using. So I will mix these dry ingredients together and set aside. Then we will go for the wet ingredients. So let's go there. So let's make a hole in the center of the flour. Then we're gonna add the baking powder, the sugar, okay, and the salt. But for the salt, it's gonna be a little quantity just for taste, so this is the salt. Mix together. Make sure it is well mixed so there won't be any crumb in it. Then when I'm done with this, I will show you how to mix the weight. So when you're done mixing, you set aside. So let's get to the wet ingredients now. So we will be needing, for this 1 kilogram of flour, so we will be needing 4 eggs, okay, and butter. For me, I'll be using the margarita. So I will be using this margarita, okay. It's like a butter, but it's not really butter. It's the cheaper version of butter. It's a vegetable, like it's a vegetable, but you can also use it for baking stuff like chin chin, other bakeable stuff. Okay, so I'll be using this, and I will be using 4 eggs. So sorry that I'm not really showing you all the videos because I don't really have my tripods and all my materials now, but I will be doing that in a few days. Okay, so I added the eggs and the margarita. Okay, so this margarita I use almost a whole, but not a whole. Okay, so as to have a softer dough. You get it? Sorry that I'm not really showing you all the videos because I don't really have a tripod. I don't have all my instrument complete right now. So when I get my tripod, I will do a perfect video for you. Okay, please guys, don't be angry with me. Okay, thank you. So I will be mixing it. When I have a perfect dough, I will show it to you guys. Okay, thanks. So as you can see, it's beginning to take its form, its shape. So but to have everything stick together, I'm going to be using milk. Okay, you can use a whole milk or whatever kind of milk you want to use. Okay, but I will be using milk, but you can also use water. Okay, any is preferable, but I like to use milk so it will give me a better taste, So I will be adding just a few drops of the milk. Okay, so let's go there. So friends, this is what we have thus far. So I have sprinkled some flour on the table, so I will have to knead the dough very well here so we have a smooth and perfect dough. So when I'm done with that, I'll also show it to you. Okay guys, so friends, as you can see, we have a perfect dough. So I'll be setting this aside, but before I do that, I'll have to sprinkle some little flour on top. Okay, so now we're good to go. I'm going to set this aside to make the sauce for the pie. Friends, for the ingredients, I'll be using the potatoes and the carrots and the grinded meat. Okay, so for these, I will have for the potatoes, I'll have to peel them and dice them. Then for the carrots, I will have to scrape them and dice them too. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to show you the next step. So friends, I'm done peeling and I'm done scraping it, so it's time to dice it. So friends, as you can see, they are perfectly diced, the potatoes and the carrots, they are perfectly diced. So let's go over to the meat aspect. So for the meat aspect, for the meat, it's a minced meat. Okay, it's not just cow alone, it's not just beef. Okay, so it's minced. I prefer the minced type. Okay, so this one I will be putting a fry pan on the fire, or rather on the gas, then adding this one with a little bit of oil, onions, then the meat, the potato and the carrots. Okay, so everything will be going together. Let's go there. So friends, as you can see, the pot is already on the gas. So I have added the oil. So I am using a vegetable oil. Okay, so this is it, and I added a little to the pot. So I have diced the onions too. So now I'll be adding the onions. Okay. Leave for just a minute. So now we'll be adding the meat. Okay. Because the dough is a little bit much, so I have to make the meat much to the sauce. Okay, so this is how far we've gone. Now I'll be adding a little bit of salt, okay, for taste. I won't measure it because it depends on what you want. If you want it to be much, you can. Depends on your taste, or rather depends on your taste board. Okay, so I'll be adding a cube of KNON chicken Maggi to it. Then I will stir. Okay, so it will cook perfectly and have some taste. At least the KNON and the salt will add some taste to it. Okay, but if you want to also make yours, you can make it the way you want. You can add whatever condiment you want to add to it. Okay, so it's no one's problem, it's yours. It's what you want to get. Okay, so for my friends who will want to know the kind of potato I'm using the Irish potato. Okay, I'm not using the sweet potato, so I'm using the Irish potato. Okay, so as you can see guys, I covered it to cook perfectly, and now it's so perfect. Okay, and mind you, I never added water to it because the meat has water, a lot of water. Okay, especially the cow meat, it has water on its own. Okay, so I also have a pig here, the cow meat, the pig meat, that of the sheep. Okay, so they all have water and oil, extra oil. Okay, then as you can see, this is not actually, because I added a little bit of oil, so this is not water, the oil, but it's water from the meat. So I'll be adding the carrots so it will cook well. So let's stir. Wow, what a beautiful combination. But this might not be the best video, but please guys, like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'm begging you. Okay, so we leave this to cook for like 2 minutes. So it's been 2 minutes since it has been cooking. So I'm gonna add, first of all I stir, then wow, I'll add my potato. Okay. Wow, how beautiful it is. But mind you, you can also use whatever sauce you want to use, whatever vegetable you want to use. It's your choice. So also leave this to cook for another 2 minutes. So as you can see, it's been 2 minutes since I've been cooking this, and now it's perfectly done. Okay, but the carrot will not be too done, because if it does that, the nutrients will no longer be there. So I think it's perfect like this. And now I have put off the gas. Okay, so there's no more fire on it. So let's go over to, let's leave to cool. Okay, and let's go over to the dough aspirate. So this is the dough. It has been resting for some time now, for quite some time. So I'll be sprinkling some flour on the table, then put the dough, and I'll be putting the dough on the table with flowers, full of flowers. I will just knead for like 2 minutes, then start cutting into shape. So this is the dough. I have kneaded for like 2 minutes, and now it's time to cut into shape. You can also use your hand to cut like this. It depends on what you want, or you can also use something else to get a perfect shape for it. But I will be using my hand so that I can get a one shape for everything. So when it's time to cut, or it's time to flatten it and add the sauce to it, they'll all have a one shape. So these are all the doughs that I cut into shape. So I'll start to roll now. So friends, we'll be taking one. Before then, sprinkle some flour on the table, and then I will be using my bottle because I have a rolling pin. But the rolling pin is for the cake. It has some design on it, so I can't really use that for the meat pie. So I'll be using the bottle from which I use in making, or rather a bottle of what's it called, a tomatoes bottle, to roll it out. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing now. So I just rolled out one. So I'll be cutting with these. Okay, I'll be cutting with this. Okay, sorry for that, it was my daughter. Okay, now I'll be cutting. So when I'm done with everything, I'll show it to you guys. But meanwhile, while doing this, you have to put on your oven to preheat it. So I will be on my oven. I'll be preheating it now, and I will be using 180 degrees here. Then this is the timer. 50 minutes. I just timed it so it will be hot before I'll start putting the meat pie in. So then this is it. To preheat it. So everything is on now. So this is the oven. It's on now. So friends, the sauce is cooled now, and I have some cuts here. So I'll be taking some few spoons. Okay, and 1.5 spoon of sauce for one dough, and I'll be covering it. When I'm done with everything, I'll show it to you guys. This is the final product. Okay, and I had some leftovers, so I had to fry some chin chin. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share. I know it's not a perfect video, but I will try and make a perfect video for you next time. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.